Welcome to another episode of Life and Whiskey. As always, I'm Jordan, and today we are going to check out this Glen Scotia. This is another Campbeltown. If you are watching these videos in order, you would have just seen the review of my Kilkernan heavily peated batch number 7. This is Glen Scotia single malt limited edition for the Malts Festival 2022. This is a peated PX sherry cask finish, and it's 8 years old. So I was on the. I bought this at Blackwell's Wine and Spirits out of California, and I was on there, and so Glen Scotia was on my list, and Kilkernan was on my list, and they had, I think the heavily peated was the only Kilkernan they had. But this Glen Scotia, they had, I think, 2 or 3 different varieties. And this may have been the only peated one, if I remember correctly. And so the PX, so the Pedro Menes sherry, I paid $95 for this one. And I want to say the other one that they had was like $65, and it might have been older. But because this was a limited edition and it was peated, I was like, yes, of course. I'm going. Who You're not going to buy the limited edition one? Of course you are. Um, so this is sitting at 56.5% ABV. So what's that? 113 proof? Yeah, 113 proof. So it's up there. Um, the uh, the Kilkernan was sitting at 59.1, and so these guys are pretty proofy. And once again, Campbelltown here. So there, I don't remember off the top of my head, but there's only like I want to say there's only like 6 Campbelltown distilleries. There might be less, there might be more. There's not a lot. That I do know. Um, Even though I think that was like the original place for distilleries, and at one point there might have been like I'm probably making up stories, but I think there might have been like over 100 distilleries at one point in Campbelltown, but now there's like hardly any. But so we got Campbelltown. We've tried. If you watch the reviews of any of the scotches, you'll see I've tried Highland scotches. Those tend not to be my favorite because they're. I haven't really looked too hard to find a peated Highland. There are some, but I haven't really looked for any. And the other Highlands that I've had have always come off as like very pear and fruity, light fruit and whatever else. Like Glen Farkless, there's one I'm not particularly in love with. The only lowland, I've had 2 lowlands. I've had the McClellans, and then I thought it was a pretty decent cheap one, and then the Glen Kinchy, and that one. I mean, the way that the peat presented in those were different. Same with these Campbelltowns. So these are the Boy, I'm losing my track of thought today. But here we go. We have Glen Scotia, and then the Kilkernan, are the only 2 Campbelltowns I have. Speyside, I'm a big fan of the Speyside. That tends to bring a really heavily butterscotchy, malty note with it for me. And the way that the smoke presents with those, big fan of those, like the Balvenie Peat Week, big fan of that one. I do like Monkey Shoulder and stuff like that. Some nice cheap whiskey. That's a Speyside blended whiskey, blended malt. And then of course I like the Islas. Big fan of Isla whiskey. Big fan of peat. Um, that's just where I just like the smoky whiskeys, and so does my wife. So of course I get to buy a lot of good whiskey. Ooh, now that was very interesting. Was not expecting that. On the nose, it was very floral and light fruit, and a nondescript light fruit. But considering that it's finished in a Pedro Menes cask, PX sherry, it almost has. It's kind of weird. It smells like green olives. Kind of interesting. Hmm. Um. Yeah, like brined green olives or capers. Has a little bit of that in there. Has a little bit of dark raisin plum. Yeah, I mean, I'm getting green olive for some reason. My brain is just on that right now. You get a little bit of those dark sherry notes in there, dark fruit. Nothing really sweet. That first waft was just like light fruit and floral, and now it's nothing even close to that. You can definitely pick out, like, tell that there's a sherry finish on it though. Got a little bit of a nuttiness on the back end of that one, a little bit of like almond sliver. It's very nice. A lot going on in that nose. Not a lot of smoke coming out of it. Oh, that was like a sugared praline almond kind or walnut out of the right nostril there towards the top. It's very interesting. The nose keeps shifting up on me here, so um, let's jump. I cannot talk today. Tongue tied. Holy cow! All right, let's get in on the taste. Very nice. That boggy, um, earthy peat forward, not smoke, but peat. Then it pushes into this really rich, creamy, sweet mid palate with a vanilla. And then on the smoke, you get that boggy smoke, peaty smoke on the back end that pushes into a wood smoke and kind of hovers between a wood smoke and that boggy earthiness. And then on the finish, you get that smoke kind of lingering, but you get a very nice dose of that sherry in there, like the actual flavor of sherry, some dark plum, and like I was gonna say waxed like walnut, but like a walnut um praline kind of a thing going on. So it's like this sweet, like almost like a caramel covered walnut going on mixed with that sherry and the smoke on the finish. It was really nice. Um, it was like the perfect blend of sweet and sherry and whiskey. And the proof doesn't overpower anything at all. Like you can tell it's there, but it's not killing me at all. Mm, Boggy, and then that mid palate was like this creamy, sweet caramel praline, like those nuts that you buy in the bags at like a mall or something, without the cinnamon on it though. There's no cinnamon involved. It's just a sweet caramely. Then it picks up at the tail end with the smokiness and the sherry. So it's like cooking sherry mixed with smoke. A little bit of a nuttiness in there. Man, it's excellent. There's a whole bunch of flavors in there. They're kind of hitting in rapid succession there. It's kind of hard to pick them all apart, but man, is it good. The sherry definitely has a heavy hand in this one, um, in a very positive kind of way. The smoke characteristic of it is very well balanced from start to finish, that it's not drowning out any of the other flavors that are coming with the whiskey. Um, it's just good. And for 8 years, it does not have a whole lot of those new make notes showing up in it, but you do, I mean, the proof is kind of adding to some of the young spikiness in there, but not in a like it's not in a bad way. Like you notice it, you can pick it out, but it's not a bad or off-putting flavor at all, and it does not take away from the flavor profile at all. It's just something that is noticed that you can pick up on. So it's really good. Get a lot of swamp and bogginess in that one. Oh, tried to drown myself with whiskey in that. Oh, I'm trying not to cough. Swallowed at the exact wrong time. But good, very good. Sweet, highly recommended. So, $95 at Blackwell's Wine and Spirits in California, shipped to my house. Big fan of it. Has a lot of nice mid notes and stuff to it. The sherry, you got to be a fan of sherry for sure, because that definitely shows up in the palate there. But I got nothing bad to say about it. I like the limited edition, whatever. that's going along with it, I would be curious to see some other offerings from Glen Scotia. I might have to pick up a couple other bottles, hopefully a little bit cheaper. But go ahead, drop in the comments down below what you can pick up a bottle of Glen Scotia for in your area, if you can, because I definitely can here in Wyoming. And any experiences you have with it, I'd be curious to hear what you have to say about it. I'm a fan. I think Campbelltowns are going to go on the list as something that I will probably be purchasing more of in the future. As always, thank you for watching. You guys have yourselves a great day, and we'll catch you in the next video. We're going to get back into the comparison videos here, I think. And I think I got like one or two more distilleries that I'm going to go through, and then after that, we will start taking distilleries against other distilleries, or bottles against other bottles, or some of the other things I might try are like with these distillery reviews. If I take maybe the top two whiskeys from each of those distilleries and put them against each other in a blind, so we'll have, if we do the top two, that will be four whiskeys. Um, and then we'll do those blind, kind of crossing over, and I don't know. We'll just kind of keep mixing things up here to see what all we can come up with, and maybe add some different layers to the whiskey content here. So, thanks for watching. You guys have again tongue tied. Thank you for watching. You guys have yourselves a great day. We will catch you in the next video. See ya.